this book, the third to die. In my mind, it's the third time to die, but it's just the third to die. That makes more sense. So this is by Allison Brennan. It is Quinn and Costa #1, so the first book in their series. It's a mystery. It's more of a thriller than a mystery, actually. And I listened to this after listening to her other book, Beach Reads and Deadly Deeds by Allison Brennan, because I really liked the mystery parts of that and the romance parts. It's not that I didn't like it as much, it's more like that listening to it made me in the mood for more of a book that was just a thriller or just more action, because I liked the way she wrote them, compared to like having the split. So it's the first book in the season, so it kind of means that there's a lot of setup in terms of like who these people are, and why they're working together, how they're going to work together in the future, and just all that stuff. So Quinn is Detective Kara Quinn. She's had not the greatest upbringing. I don't really remember if her parents are alive. I think they might be, just not in her life. And yeah, so she's basically been moved around a lot, and then when she was 15 or 14, got essentially left with her grandma in Liberty Falls, which was kind of like the first main stable point of her life. And she like met like her mentor as well, who then led her to be like, so like going down the path that her parents were leading her back, and like now she's a cop. So she left Washington. Well, Liberty Falls is in Washington. Left that almost as soon as she graduated high school and joined the police academy, and then joined LAPD. So she's an undercover detective, and that kind of suits her because she like likes to escape her life, essentially. Like she doesn't really want to deal with things, or like she doesn't really care about community, and but yeah, she kind of likes what she does because she doesn't have to be herself in a way, which is a good thing, but also not a great thing. But yeah, so there's also a little bit of drama with the FBI scene. I think basically she pissed someone off at some point, and like that, yeah, it's just a bit of a grudge, a bit of misogyny, so all that kind of stuff. But anyway, she is put on essentially administrative leave, or well, that's not permanent, is it? She's like made to take a holiday. So her last case ended somewhat traumatically. And so she's made to take leave for 2 weeks, and she's back in Liberty Falls with her grandma, and then finds a dead body on her run. Second day she's there. She goes for a run in the morning, is just jogging, doesn't think too much of it, but then sees these fresh tire marks going towards the lake, not away. And so, peeps her interest, and she finds a dead body there. We then kind of cut to the FBI, which obviously if she has drama with the FBI in LA, they're going to be involved somehow. And so what's it called? No, so we meet Matthias Costa. So he's an FBI agent. He's been given a new role, a lead role of the MRT. MRT is the Mobile Response Team. I feel like it should be unit. Mobile, like MRU. Anyway, But similar to Quinn, like last case, but a bit of a longer timeline. I think about a year, maybe. I don't know. When I listen to books, I zone out a little, so I know the main things, but not some of the details. I'm normally driving, so doing that. But yeah, so the MRT, he's the new leader of it, but otherwise, similar to Quinn, lost his girlfriend slash partner, like field partner, I think, or maybe just no. I think she had to be like it wasn't. Yeah. So that loss kind of led to him needing to find, or he like got taken off his team and like got given this unit as a way to like get him back in the field and do something else. But the person he lost was also the sister of Dr. Catherine Jones, who becomes a player. He's a forensic psychologist for the FBI, and he like really wants her to be in his team, but then they haven't really spoken. Their relationship hasn't been great, obviously, since the loss of her sister. But yeah, that kind of becomes a subplot because it's like he wants to bring her back because it would probably be good for her. Like this is something she's really good at, but then it's also like traumatic for her. Like she did lose a sister. I don't know. What can you do? Anyway, I feel like that's too jokey. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like she shouldn't. I don't know. I think the person was too close. I don't think it needed to be his ex as well as her sister. Because then it made their reactions like very starkly different. But yeah, so so the MRT is a mobile response unit, and they get mobile response team. Then they get taken to like remote areas. So they're meant to be like an elite team that can just be like dropped anywhere and they can do everything. So they want like someone who can do all the lab stuff and also is good enough with people that they can like interact with the locals and get them on board, and they're not just like stuck by themselves. And then you want someone who can like they get like some guy who used to be a Navy SEAL, and so he can do all the diving and stuff like that. And then what was it? Costa's just charismatic. Like Catherine Jones, like she's like the psychology person. Like she's really good at profiling. It's very Criminal Minds. It is. It is. I saw a review that said that, and I can't really get it out of my mind now, but it's very Criminal Minds. If you want Criminal Minds in a book, this is it. But yeah, so it turns out, as you can imagine, the body that Quinn finds is characteristic of this serial killer that isn't known publicly, but it's known in the FBI because Catherine recently, 3 years ago, realized that it was a serial killer, wrote the profile, and found evidence that it was a serial killer. And so that's why the MRT becomes involved, because they get the images and they go, okay, this is the triple killer. And yeah, so who is the triple killer? Triple killer kills 3 people every 3 years, 3 days apart. So the spree is only 9 days long, which is why the first one, they didn't realize it till the 6th, between the 5th and the 6th, but then there wasn't enough time to stop him. So so he kills 3 people, 3 days, 3 days apart, every 3 years, and then we don't know it, they don't know it, but this is building up to be the last one. This is like the big one. Well, they kind of do. So he kills, one's a nurse, one's a school teacher, or related to a school, like could be a principal, an admin person. Same with the hospital staff. And then the last one's a cop. And so the first one, they killed a nurse that was related to Liberty Falls. Second one, it was school teacher who used to work in Liberty Falls. Last one, they assume will be a cop in Liberty Falls. So previously the killings weren't in Liberty Falls. They were wherever the main victim, so the first one being the nurse, where they lived. It's in the surrounding suburbs there. And the second one was surrounding where the school teacher currently lives, which is kind of why it was hard to like think of them as being the same person, even though the way they were killed, like the pattern was the same. It just wasn't that big of a pattern, so I kind of get why it was hard. But yeah, these are the first ones that are in Liberty Falls, and they're like, why would you be in Liberty Falls? And so that's kind of how that's the whole mystery, right? Like they've, like, who are these people? Who are the actual victims? Sorry, and by actual victims, I mean like the ones, not victims, the actual targets, and who will be the last, like who will be the next one. So yeah, no more spoilers, but yeah, parts of it I liked with the action scenes. They were written really well, and like you would just really like, oh, like I would just sit there and listen to it, which is so weird. But I didn't like need to be doing anything else. Like I wanted to concentrate on the book, and I actually enjoyed having the killer's point of view. I think it was a good way to add context without having to give a lot of background. Like instead of, yeah, like in Criminal Minds, I guess you would also see killer's point of view, but not like they would like go on a big spiel about who they are, why they are, what they've done, blah blah blah. The book didn't need to do that because we saw their point of view, and it also like gave the reasons why Liberty Falls, the background and all that stuff. So I actually liked that. The action part and the build up was really good, and even like the level of danger made sense. The ending was very like quite tragic in the way. But yeah, I think the build up was really good. And like you got this really good climax. Then you're like, why is there like 2 to 3 chapters left, right? Why is it that? Because the ending just dragged out and just set up the series, which makes sense. They had to set up the series of like, okay, well they've ended this and like Quinn and Costa aren't really working together. Like she's not actually in the MRT, like she's still just an LA cop, and there is this stuff going on with the LA FBI. But yeah, it was like, okay, well, how are they going to work together? But I just felt like they took too long. And like even they ended up doing like the Catherine and Matthias, the Catherine and Costa, like making up and all that, like him and her ex, well, separated, estranged husband. Like they also had to like make up as well, and so there was just a lot of stuff that they kind of left to the end, which makes sense because the action was so fast. But then it kind of felt like I would have rather that at the start. I would have rather a slower start than like have this really big action, like really big action to this really slow end. I did kind of enjoyed the romance of the Quinn and Costa. Kind of the same feeling as the beach reads and Deadly Deeds, in terms of it just felt like it was just there. I don't know, it didn't like, it was like a little forced, just a little too forced for me. But I think the chemistry was good, and like it made sense. But then I think also part of that was the fact that the whole book was this big whirlwind, and so like their romance parts just felt like, okay, well, this has to happen because this is obviously going to be a subplot of the whole series, right? But then she did a good job of, they actually had good chemistry and you could see them eventually getting together, which I assume they do, or they break up spectacularly, one of the ways. But then yeah, it was like even like the end part was just I don't know, just was a bit convoluted. Even like the way she joins the team, because obviously they both survive if there's a series called Quinn and Costa, right? Yeah. I was like, is that a spoiler? Not really. But yeah, so I don't think I'll read the rest of the series, just because I feel like I like specific mysteries. Like I like romance books. Like I only like certain tropes. And if I read a book and it's not like the kind of mystery that I know will get me, then I don't know, it just doesn't seem that like interesting. And I feel like there'll be a lot of like subplot stuff that will just drag. Like I feel like it'll have like good action scenes, but then the subplot stuff will drag it out a little bit too long. But maybe I'm just judging it too much. But anyway, overall, I still enjoyed the book. Like if you want like a fast-paced mystery, then that's good. And like all the people were fun. They're like in the thing. Yeah, actually, yeah, I liked the book. I'd probably prefer it if the series was just Quinn. I really liked Kara. Costa, give or take. Maybe I just don't like the FBI. I don't know. But also, as soon as I like now am thinking of it as being Criminal Minds, you know, you can't think, can't stop. But yeah, anyway, that was The Third Time to Die by Allison Brennan.